Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about my daily market commentary. So I want to speak with the employment data first. The latest US employment data has made the Fed's position much more complicated. We are clearly seeing a slowdown in the labor market, and this is significantly narrows the Fed's room to say, I'm not cutting rates in October. Non-farm payrolls declined by 157. In November, we only saw a very limited increase of 64,000. This tells us that the US economy is struggling to create new jobs. The unemployment rate also worsened. The market was expecting 4.5, but the data came in at 4.6. This is the highest unemployment since the pandemic. Until now, the Fed could argue with the economy was strong and therefore rate cuts were unnecessary. But in an environment that where employment is slowing, unemployment is rising, that narrative becomes much more harder to maintain. The Fed has two core mandates: price stability and maximum employment. And right now, the employment side of that equation is clearly flashing a warning signals. As a result, after the numbers, the Fed's abilities to say I'm not cutting the rates has materially weakened because the raise high is no longer just about fighting inflation, it increasingly risks putting unnecessary pressure on the economy. However, there is an important point that needs to be emphasized. Markets do not always behave rationally when the data is released, especially the US employment data days. We often see a very sharp price movements before the New York Stock Exchange opens. The data hits and the market aggressively moves in one direction. During the roughly 1 hour window before the New York Stock Exchange opens, a temporary direction tends to form. But this is a this is a direction is often misleading. Once the New York Stock Exchange opens, a reversal is very possible. And then that reversal happens, we usually see a strong move in the opposite direction lasting about 1 to 1.5 hours. This move often completely erases the initial reaction. After that, we typically see a corrective move against the new direction, leaving the market in a state of renewed indecision, and the story doesn't end there. Quite often, the market starts to the next day by reversing the direction once again. In other words, on major data days, market rarely moves in a straight line. Direction keeps changing and the price discovery takes time. That's why with the major releases like employment data, stepping back and observing the process is usually much healthier than chasing the first move. The real direction tends to emerge to not in the first minutes, but through the upcoming data and broader trend. Also, you can see over here when the data has came by, there's a sharp increasement in the price of New York Stock Exchange before the market opened, and then there is a huge decline in the price, and then there's a major upside upside spike with the opening of the New York Stock Exchange, and then there is a very opposite direction of decline in the prices. So I do not prefer you to trade or buy or sell anything in the data days. So, and also I want to talk about the US 500. The US 500, you say maybe the Santa Claus rally. Where's the Santa Claus rally? We are waiting for the Santa Claus rally. Maybe it will not be happen, but it usually does. Maybe if it happens, it can be go through like 7,000, 7,100 maybe, because you know the hedge funds will get a bonus from the gains with the stocks. So they usually they wanna do increasing the price of the stock they own. They own their own stocks altogether and increasing the price of the stock, and then they will get the bonus and then sell at the new year, in the half of the new year in January 15, 20 or something like that. So Santa Claus maybe rally will maybe come, but maybe in the 20th of the December. I don't know. We will see about it. So I will want to go with the Bitcoin. The Bitcoin is trying to improve quite much, and then because of the the employment data, the Fed has to lower the rates, it seems so, and it will be boost Bitcoin. uh, i suggest I suggest for myself to hold your Bitcoin unless it close its week under the 80,500 price level. If it go below the Ichimoku cloud and close a week with it, I do not suggest you to hold Bitcoin, because it's a really big threat and price would come down. Price might have, could have, strongly might have come down to the maybe 75,000 and then $86,000. So I do not suggest to buy Bitcoin right now. Just hold the Bitcoin, do not sell, for my opinion. Also, I'm saying the same things with Ethereum and XRP too, but the Monero is surging up really good. It's trying to reach its all-time high, and Monero, I think it will be hit to its all-time high, and we will see about it. Will it cross, or will it not be surpass the all-time high level? We will see about it. So I wanna continue with the gold. The gold tried to go to its all-time high level, and then it rejected from its all-time level, and it tried again and rejected again, and it's trying to go to all-time high again, and maybe it seems to have it cannot be reached to its all-time high, because the RSI band is not strong enough to go there, and I think it will be go to the 4,200 and 4,150. It might have to accumulation to gain some much more power and momentum. This is a trend line for the increasing trend. If it not going to break it, it's not a problem for us right now. I'm not good about the silver, because silver is went up really high, and so much in too short time. So the silver went up really high in the short time. Because of that, I do not suggest to buy silver right now. That's my opinion, because it can be reached to its all-time high and break its all-time high. It's already break it, but it can be go further, like 70, 75, $80 per silver. But I won't buy it, because it's in the euphoria period right now. You can see there's a huge upward trend, and it can be explode, and I can be in a very big much loss over there. I won't take a risk. If you want to take a risk, you can buy the silver, but I won't. I will prefer myself platinum. Platinum is reached to its Fibonacci levels like 1850, and platinum seems really good, because the platinum is stayed in the very back behind of their brothers, and I think it will try to reach their big brothers like gold and silver, and maybe I think it will be reach like 2,500, 2,450 or something like that. But we will see. So thank you again for watching. Goodbye.